Hey Leo, welcome to my channel. So this is going to be a 2026 check-in for you, Leo, to see what energies are coming through for the new year, the year of the horse. So let's see. Leo, for you, I kept seeing the card, the Six of Wands energy, which is your card. Six of Wands is about victory. It's about returning from battle and being celebrated. It is fire energy, which is your energy. It's about being seen. It's about being recognized. And the phrase I was getting for you from that card is radiant sovereignty. And this has been coming up in a lot of your readings, is you have been working on your sense of self-worth without external validation, because Leo likes to be seen. Leo energy is very much about being seen, about being on, the stage, center stage. You love the attention and the limelight. That is what the Leo sun energy is. I mean, you are ruled by the sun, which is actually a star. So the only sign to be ruled by a star. And that says a lot. So you love to shine and to share your shine. I think the lesson or the integration you've been doing is, how do you shine or feel like you are shining, regardless of whether people are acknowledging that deliberately or not. And validation is important. I've always said this, it's not something to be ashamed of. It is beautiful to receive validation, to receive acknowledgement for your work, for your actions, for who you are. It's when we become attached to that validation or addicted to that validation is when it becomes a challenge to overcome. Because when that validation is then taken away and it affects our emotional balance, that is then not a healthy way to I've lost my train of thought. It's not a healthy way to look at validation, or it's not a healthy way of being, in that our emotional landscape, our emotional ups and downs then become dependent on whether there is that validation or not, whether it's a relationship, whether it's social media, whether it's friendships. Okay. So Leo, authentic visibility is what I'm sensing for you. And there's so much of inauthentic visibility out there right now. You don't know what is real, what is not real. A lot of the content that is posted is, baiting. It's baiting content. Whether it baits rage, whether it baits envy, but it's not good to be sharing from a space of wanting to bait others. So authentic visibility is definitely something that is coming in for you in 2026. And recognizing who those people are in your life that are really showing up authentically and acknowledging you authentically. Not looking for any form of validation from you either. Because a lot of the time the validation that we get from others as well is, it can be conditional, where they are looking for something in return. And then that's also not an authentic energy exchange. All right, Leo, so let's see. Spirit for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and other strong placements. What messages are coming through for 2026? And this is potential energy, Leo, so it is not cast in stone. You still have free will. I am reading potential energies for the collective, so take what resonates for you. You are also so much more than just your sun sign. So check out your birth chart placements. For example, I have a Mars in Leo. So my masculine energy is very much grounded or centered in the energy of Leo. And the way I take action as well is Leo, which is why I brought up the aspect of validation, because it's something that I have personally experienced. Being in performance for the attention of it, for needing to be seen. There's a variety of reasons why we do that, or why we want to be seen. But there's a beautiful sense of peace when you are able to see yourself, regardless of whether outside situations, people, relationships are doing that for you. It's when we truly become independent of that. And that's the Nine of Pentacles energy. It's becoming independent of that, that nothing can then affect us. So it is a non-attachment practice, really. Okay, Leo, that's enough general talking from me. Only jumpers, please, and thank you, Spirit. Burden. So leaving something behind, Leo. 10 of Wands, the end of a cycle of carrying energies that doesn't belong to you, that don't belong to you. Releasing that baggage, because it has been baggage, whether it's emotional baggage or even physical baggage. You could also be physically taking on responsibility that is not yours to take on. So it's releasing that, Leo, from your space. That's what's coming through in 2026. Some of you might even be removing yourself physically from a situation, relocating. But it's important not to, take this baggage with you, especially if it is emotional baggage. Regardless of where we go with this, we are still going to be carrying it, especially because it is a fire energy. And energy, is with us all the time. Whether you go on vacation, you can still be feeling as if you are at home. You carry those feelings with you. So it's important to release this. The 10 of Wands is one of the energies that can stay with us, that we can get stuck in, especially when there's a sense of obligation or there's a sense of shame or guilt for releasing these burdens, whether it has to do with close relationships or family or situations that we feel obligated to. We can then take on this 10 of Wands energy and carry it through. But it's recognizing what is ours to take on and what energy belongs to others. And that is the distinction that needs to be made. Some of the responsibility, yes, it does sit with you, but is everyone playing their part in the situation? Or are you taking on the energy of others and overcompensating? This can also lead to physical ailments, Leo, like back pain, especially because, carrying something heavy, even energetically, can manifest physically in the body. And that is, root chakra, back pain, shoulder pain, neck issues as well. I'm picking up for some of you. So it's releasing that energy. It's coming down the mountain, Leo, is what I feel for you in 2026, which is amazing. Only jumpers, please and thank you. Wow, Leo, that's your energy, the strength to be able to do this, because it does take a lot of strength to walk away from situations where you have been depended on. People then become dependent on your energy, and to pull away from that is hard, because it can end up being an entanglement, especially when it comes to close relationships. And so it takes strength to move away from this. It also takes strength to do it gracefully and respectfully, and move away in the way that benefits everyone. Because when we are overcompensating for someone else's energy, we are also not allowing them to grow in their own life path. So you walking away is not only beneficial to you and your future and what is important for you, but it's also beneficial to those that you are walking away from, because it's only when you remove your energy that they start to, grow on their own journey. A lot of the time when we are overcompensating, the people that we are doing this for don't see the gap in their own growth, because your energy is compensating for that gap. So it's when we physically remove ourselves, and sometimes that physical move is necessary, because when you are still staying in close proximity to the situation or to the person or to the people in question, energetically that bond is still there. Even when you do physically move away, that bond is still present energetically. So it's about consciously removing yourself, consciously making decisions that release this burden. This is also about, feeling safe within yourself and in your self-confidence, in your self-worth, because sometimes when we do overcompensate, it's because of a sense of self-worth that we get from that. There's a sense of worth that we get from being a certain way for certain people. And when that is removed, it can impact our sense of purpose or self-worth, because there's a certain role that you play. And when you are needed, it's good to feel needed. It's good to feel like you are, doing something for someone else, or overgiving in a situation and being praised for that or being loved for that. But it's an unhealthy form of purpose. It's an unhealthy form of giving, because it is based on, one, it could be based on your sense of a lack of self-worth, so your need to overgive, and also their sense of taking without reciprocating. So there's no balance in the situation. So there's a strength that you are coming into, Leo, and it's an 8 card, which is a card of prosperity. There's a strength that you are coming into in 2026 that is about your sense of self-worth. It's your sovereignty. It's your radiant sovereignty. Taming the beast as well. We all have a beast within, and it's the beast. It's those primal energies, the primal subconscious, that can sometimes drive our conscious behaviors and our conscious choices if we are not aware of them. They end up being our GPS or navigation system. But when we start to become aware of them, we can then work through that energy and heal that. But it takes strength. It does take strength. And this is why this is a major arcana, because it's an amplified version of the minor arcana. The minor arcana are the day-to-day things that we have to deal with. The major arcana are the life lessons, the big things that impact our lives that we need to work through. So strength is a very good energy to have when we are transforming ways of being, and when we need to walk away from situations that we are also energetically attached to. That takes a lot of strength. But look at that solar plexus energy. It's about loving yourself and also loving the other, so that you can grow together. And when you do come back, the relationship or the situation is healthier. Eight of Wands, you are receiving a lot of messages about this as well. There's a lot of things that have happened or are happening at the moment to show you the reality of the situation. Card of Sagittarius, also fire energy. It is about downloads from the divine. It's about messages from the divine that you may have been receiving that have guided you to this point of, okay, I need to remove myself from the situation, or I need to walk away, or something needs to change in the situation, because you have been feeling like your energy is being drained, or that you are being blocked from moving forward because you are tied to certain situations that have become heavy. This is a very light energy. It's also fast moving communication. It's fast movement. With the Chariot, it's one of the cards in the deck that represent very fast movement forward. And this is going to come in for you. There's going to be a point where you realize it's either you make this move or you make this change, or it's staying stuck in the Ten of Wands energy, which is definitely not an energy you want to stay stuck in the year of the horse and the 1 year. Because if you think of a wild horse, it cannot run, it cannot be free, it cannot move in sovereignty with, all of these burdens on its back. So this is the energy of the horse. It's fast movement forward. If you've ever seen a stallion galloping, and there's this reel on social media that keeps being reused for the year of the horse, and also just to show the strength of the horse, where you see this horse galloping alongside a coastline. It's absolutely beautiful. In fact, it gives me goosebumps every time. But that energy is this energy. It's the Eight of Wands energy. And it's not possible if you are carrying, all of this baggage with you, whether it's emotional or physical, Leo. Five of Swords energy. So it's something that is worrying you. Maybe, it might have to do with family. You could be worried about, the impact on relationships when you do make this decision. But it is a minor arcana. And because we have major arcana of strength here, this energy will be overcome. I'm feeling for you, Leo. It's also about change. Fives are about change, and change is never easy. It can cause fear, it can cause anxiety, because it's something that is unknown. It's shifting out of your comfort zone. So there are a lot of thoughts that will come in to try and keep you feeling stuck, or keep you in the comfort zone, or bring in feelings of shame and guilt. You can see the expression on his face. And that is just a previous version of yourself, talking to you. It's like, the angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other. It's this constant back and forth between what your desire is versus what you feel you are supposed to do. And a lot of the time, this is where we need to question where does that belief about what we are supposed to do come from? Is that coming from, your inner sense of responsibility and what you authentically want to give? Or is it a conditioning from society, from family, or an expectation that was put on you that you no longer want to carry and that you would now like to break away from? And that's definitely not easy, because it's breaking away from maybe generations of how things are being done. So it isn't easy to be the one that stands out. It isn't easy to be the one that makes that decision, that breaks away from the family unit or challenges the family beliefs and challenges family norms or relationship norms or societal norms. It's that one voice that stands out, against the crowd. And that is not easy to do, because Leo, you would rather be the center of the crowd in a good way, where everyone is cheering you on, not the center of the crowd where everyone is questioning what you are doing and thinking that you, or projecting, a sense of selfishness or doubt onto you, Leo. So be aware of this energy as well, and it will come up when you do break free from whatever it is that is keeping you held, from those templates that are keeping you conditioned. You will encounter negativity, you will encounter doubt, you will encounter judgment. So it's pushing through that, and I feel like you have the strength to push through that and move forward. The bottom of the deck, 8 of Cups, which is about emotionally walking away from a situation, leaving behind situations that leave you feeling emotionally drained. So it definitely is something I see you doing, Leo, is breaking away. This is also a card of leaving something behind, but you can't take, and you see how she's walking away carrying nothing towards her wish fulfillment, because the 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment, towards expanded horizons. What else for Leo? Knight of Wands. I do feel there's going to be some travel coming in for you, Leo. You could be traveling, you could be exploring. That's the Knight of Wands energy. It's a card of Sagittarius. And look at the horse there. Again, there's that horse, the energy of freedom. Sagittarian energy is also about exploring. It's fire energy. So I do sense that you are going to be exploring different things, Leo. And whatever you're leaving behind, if those people, if those situations don't come along with you, it means that they were there for a certain time, for a certain period, for a certain lesson, but they no longer match up to the frequency that you're moving into. And that's okay. We have to let those situations go with grace as we move forward. And we connect with new situations, with new relationships, with new people, where the energy dynamic is one that inspires, one that helps you grow, one that where there is mutual growth and not the stagnation from you giving and giving and giving without getting anything back. And this could be career as well. This could be a job situation, a romantic relationship, friendships, family, anything where you feel there is no growth and there is no room to explore, is asking you whether this is somewhere you want to physically stay. Card of Sagittarius, which is a fire energy. One more card for my Leos, please and thank you, Spirit, for 2026. What is coming towards them? Beautiful energy, Leo. I do feel this freedom. I do feel this lightness in energy. If you look at these three cards, strength, fire, all fire energy. And fire is about creation. One more card for Leo to close off this reading. Please and thank you. Only jumpers. Manifesting. Card of Gemini. And look at that infinity sign that's also coming through in both these major arcanas. Major arcana, the Magician, card of manifesting. And you will manifest from a different place, Leo, if you are able to release this energy. If you're manifesting from this energy, you can only imagine what is coming towards you. But if you're manifesting from this energy, if you're manifesting from this playful energy, and I am getting a sense of playful abandon, like just stepping into play again, and that is also very much your archetype, is the inner child, exploring your inner child again, exploring childlike joy and living in the present moment, and that is where you are manifesting from. If you think about children and how they dream and how they manifest, everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. There are no limitations. There are no conditions. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. When I was a little girl, my imagination, my sense of possibility, my hope in the future, it's such an innocent belief and an innocent faith and trust that you have. And before all of the conditioning, before you are told what is not possible, before you are burdened with responsibility that isn't yours, there's a sense of freedom that's coming in for you again, Leo. Definitely a sense of freedom that's coming in for you again as you detach from situations. And from that sense of freedom, you will be able to manifest, infinite possibility. You're building that sense of faith and trust in the universe, in source, in God again, without the doubt, without the shame, without the guilt, without the burden of what is not yours to carry. So Leo, I'm sending you so much love. At the bottom of the deck, 1111, joyousness, engagement, celebration, also a card of travel. I definitely feel like this is coming towards you. Sending you so much love, Leo. Enjoy the festive season. Please stay safe. If this resonated for you, please leave a like and a comment. I'd love to read your comments. And if you'd like a personal reading, my details are in the description box below. Until the next time, sending you lots of love and thank you for being here.